Where you are.
If you're ready for a story, gather round. If you're ready for a story, gather round. If you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, gather round. Hi, Rainbow. It's really nice to be back, isn't it? It is. I've missed you and I've missed you. Are you ready to sing with us, Rainbow? Are you guys ready to sing at home? Because Rainbow's ready, aren't you? Okay. You're going to sing? Okay. If you're ready for a story, please sit down. If you're ready for a story, please sit down. If you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, please sit down. Oh, Rainbow, I missed hearing you sing like that. Oh, so nice to have you back and to be back with the kids. Well, welcome to our first virtual story time at the Jersey Shore Public Library. If you have never been before, I'm Miss Kim, and this is Rainbow. He's our little dragon who helps us with story time. He especially loves to sing, don't you, Rainbow? Mm-hmm. And you've missed us, haven't you? Mm-hmm. Well, here we are, and we're all ready to go. Every week, we're going to come and show up in your living room, or maybe your bedroom or your kitchen, and we're going to have our story time. We're going to do 2 books. We're not 3, we're just going to do 2. Keep it a little bit shorter. We're going to do our songs. We're going to do maybe some finger plays or a short game or both. And we're going to do some art because we all love doing our art, but we're going to keep it simple. We're going to have a theme this year. I thought about not having a theme, but it's so fun to have something to focus on. We're going to do the alphabet. We haven't done an alphabet year in a while. It's not going to be alphabet animals or alphabet anything specific, just the alphabet. So it might be an animal or an emotion or an object. Today, we're going to start with the letter A and learn about the letter A and a couple of things that begin with the letter A. But before we do, you know what we have to do, right? We have to get those wiggles out. So if you're ready, get your arms loose. Now, you're at home and Miss Kim is here. So you have to promise me that you are singing, because I know you guys know this song, and that you're doing the hand motions, because that's the reason we're doing it, so that we can sit still and concentrate on our fun stories. So if you're ready, we're going to shake, shake, shake our sillies out. Shake, shake, shake our sillies out. Shake, shake, shake our sillies out. And wiggle our waggles away. We're going to shake, shake, shake our sillies out. Shake, shake, shake our sillies out. Shake, shake, shake our sillies out. And wiggle our waggles away. Yay! I hope you guys were doing it at home, and I hope Mom and Dad, you were doing it too. It's good for you too. All right. So, our first book, and they are, is called Louise Loves Art. And so, art is our A letter. We're going to work with how we get this so that you guys can see it. We might change it up for next week. So if it's a little hard to see this week, let us know, and we're going to work on that. Miss Kim has to hold it so she can see it. So maybe I'll try and like move it forward so you can see the pictures a little better for each page, okay? Louise Loves Art. I love art. It is my imagination on the outside. Will be my masterpiece, the greatest drawing I have ever drawn. See all of her art there? She loves to draw. This was my daughter when she was little, and pretty much me when I was little. To be a great artist, you have to notice everything. Every line, every curve. Wait, hold that pose. It will be. Hold that pose. I will capture your catness. This page is fantastic. A masterpiece. She drew her cat. Now, this is her brother, Art. Look at all her art. There's an elephant and a dinosaur. Oops, that's 2 pages. We don't want to miss a page of our story. Oh, bees. This, it is my piece. Oops, that's 2 pages. We don't want to miss a page of our story. Oh, bees. This, it is my piece de la resistance. I know the perfect spot for it. And it says, this art. Oops. Made a paper doll out of her beautiful painting. Very nice paper dolls. That's a good big sister. It is your masterpiece, and I know the perfect spot for it. Voila! And she put it on the fridge, and there's her original art where he cut his paper dolls out of. So they're both on the fridge. And there they are, together, doing art. Louise is doing art with art. The end. That was a nice book, and it had 2 different meanings for the word art. Art as in making art, and art as in the name. So we got double for that one. Okay. Miss Kim is going to, look, she still has her big mug. Get a little water. Okay. All right. Now, our second book is actually called Zach's Alligator. So we're going to do a little alligator finger play. Miss Kim just learned it last night, so hopefully we'll get this right. We'll do it real slow the first time so that you can figure out how to do it. All right. So I need you to get your alligator arm out here. Let's see. There's a good place. This is our alligator. Give him a little head here. And we go alligator, alligator, long and green. Alligator, alligator. Let's give him some teeth. Alligator, alligator, teeth so mean. Alligator, alligator, snap-a-bee. Alligator, alligator, can't snap me. All right. Now that we know it, let's do it together again. A little faster. Alligator, teeth so mean. Alligator, alligator, snap a bee. Alligator, alligator, can't snap me. That one's fun, isn't it? All right, well, let's read our story about Zach's alligator. This one's a little longer, but this is a fun story. Zach's alligator. A big box came in the mail for Zach. It was from Zach's Uncle Jim in Florida. Zach shook the box. What could it be, he wondered. He untied the box and ripped the paper, and there was another box. Inside, Zach lifted the lid. Inside was an alligator keychain with a note from his Uncle Jim, and it said, Dear Zach, here's a present for you. Have fun. Love, your Uncle Jim. P.S. Water Bridget. Zach held up the keychain. This must be Bridget, he said. Zach put Bridget in the sink and turned on the faucet. Bridget began to move. Her head turned, her tail twisted. Bridget grew bigger and bigger and bigger, and soon she filled the whole sink. Zach moved Bridget to the tub and turned on the shower. Bridget stretched and sighed. Oh, that feels so good, she said. Zach watched. Bridget grew larger and larger, and she grew out of the tub and over the side. Bridget moved her. No fish, said Bridget. No, said Zach, no fish. But here is some meatloaf. I can fix you a meatloaf special. What's that? Asked Bridget. A surprise, said Zach. Oh, I love surprises, said Bridget. Bridget went into the living room and stretched out on the sofa. The sofa shook. Bridget looked at the TV. What a funny looking box, she said. Then she hollered to Zach, hurry up with the food. I'm hungry. I'm coming, said Zach. He was making a meatloaf special. His meatloaf special, which is meatloaf and peanut butter, mustard, banana, and a couple of pickles. No, just no. Zach, what are you doing? Asked his mother. Well, I'm fixing, and this is a picture of it. You actually have to see this while we're talking. That is a meatloaf special. I'm fixing some meatloaf for Bridget. Who's Bridget? The alligator, said Zach. Oh, of course, said his mother. Well, save some for dinner. I will, said Zach. Bridget ate every bite of Zach's meatloaf sandwich. Special. Delicious, she said. Never had eaten anything like that before. Back home in the glades, I mostly eat fish and snakes and slugs. Suddenly, Bridget jumped up from the sofa. Time for a walk, she said. Bridget wobbled to the door. Zach followed. Bridget's long tail knocked over a chair and some books off of a table. Whoops, we forgot to look at our picture close. Zach picked up the chair and the books. We are going out, Mom, he called. We? She asked. Oh, yes, you and Bridget. I forgot. Well, don't be too long. Your dad will be home soon. Outside, Bridget was wrestling with the garden hose. I will get you, she growled. She gave the hose a big bite. Water squirted everywhere. Zach ran to turn off the water. That snake will not bother you anymore. Ever again, said Bridget. Zach sighed and shook his head. Bridget took off down the sidewalk. Zach followed. Just then, the mailman pulled up in his truck. What's that? Cried Bridget. But before Zach could answer, Bridget attacked. She bit the tire of the truck, and air hissed out. Dogs are bad enough, shouted the mailman, but I cannot handle this. No, sir. The mailman jumped into his truck and drove away with a flat tire. Clump, 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 clump. Bridget shook her head. I am glad we do not have those in the glades, she said. Zach tried to say something, but Bridget was off again. There goes the mailman with his poor flat-tired truck. They came to the park. Bridget wanted to swing. After that, she climbed on the monkey bars, and then she jumped on the seesaw. Zach had never seen anyone who could seesaw by themselves. Next, Bridget ran to the merry-go-round. Round and around she went. Bridget began to sing, "Oh, I'm a gator from the glades, and I can do anything, and I mean anything." Bridget got so dizzy she fell right off of the merry-go-round. Zach helped Bridget up. Then his best friend, Turk, rode up on his bicycle. "Hey, Zach," said Turk, "where'd you get the gator?" Or, yeah, "where'd you get the alligator?" "From my Uncle Jim," said Zach. "Some uncle," Turk said. Suddenly Bridget shouted, "What's that fuzzy wuzzy?" Little dog being walked by a lady. The woman took one look at Bridget, picked up her dog. "Come on, Poopsie," she said. "Let Mama take you home. Hungry. I'm thirsty, not hungry." So is Miss Kim. Bridget did a quick 1-2 hop skip to the fountain. She drank big gulps of water. Zach and Turk watched. "Will you bring Bridget to school?" asked Turk. "I don't know," said Zach. A policeman came over. "You need a leash for that alligator," he said. "There's a law, you know." "Yes, sir," said Zach. The policeman frowned. "Well, keep him under control." "Him?" cried Bridget. "Well, I beg his pardon. How rude. Hasn't he ever met a girl gator before?" "You should bring her to school," said Turk. "Maybe," said Zach. Zach and Turk rode Bridget around the park. Suddenly, though, Bridget started to shrink. "I need more water," she said. Zach and Turk helped her to the fountain. Bridget slurped the cool water. "This place is too dry," she said. "In the glades, there's plenty of water, and moss and tall grass." "What are the glades?" asked Turk. "The Everglades," said Zach. "They're in Florida, where my uncle lives." "Do you think he could get me an alligator?" asked Turk. "I don't know," said Zach. "I'll ask him." "That would be great," said Turk. "Well, we have to go now," said Zach. "Don't forget to bring Bridget to school," yelled Turk. "Oh, please," Bridget said to Zach. "I want to see what school is like." "We'll see," said Zach. On the way home, Bridget was shrinking more and more. She looked up at Zach with big, shiny alligator eyes. "Will you water me again?" she asked. "I will water you every day," said Zach. "Good," said Bridget. Bridget was getting smaller and smaller. She bobbed her head up and down and began singing, "I'm a gator from the glades, and I like to have fun every day. Oh, yeah." Look how tiny she is. She's a keychain again, just walking down the street. When they got home, Bridget was keychain size. Zach put her safely in his pocket. "Hello," said Zach's father. "Your mother said that you were out with the alligator. May I see it?" "Yes, sir," said Zach. Zach pulled out the keychain with a small alligator hanging off of it. "Well, that's very nice," said his father. "Now go wash up for dinner." Zach went upstairs to his room. He could hear his mother tell his father that they would not be having, or they would be having chicken for dinner instead of meatloaf. Are you all right? Whispered Zach. Never better, Bridget said, and she yawned. Don't forget to water me tomorrow. I won't. Put Bridget back in his pocket. Zach called his mother. Dinner's ready. I'm coming, Zach called back. Zach felt Bridget move. He patted his pocket and smiled. There she is, all tiny, in his pocket. And that is what we call fiction because it, we know about alligators and we know they live in the glades, but we know that they don't shrink, shrink, and get big like that. But that's what makes it a fun story, isn't it? Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I said about a game. Well, this game I'm just going to tell you about, but if you forget how it's played, you can just replay this. It's called Mini Scavenger Hunt, and you can do it in a really short period of time. I tried to find games that we could do in a minute or less. So what you do is get your mom or dad or your brothers or sisters, and you can play. You just need two people. You could even play this with yourself. You see how fast, or in a minute, if you have a watch with a timer, or some sort of way to tell time, maybe a timer from a game, and you set it for 1 minute. Those timers from the game are usually a minute long. And you say to the other person, you need to go find these 4 items in less than a minute. Or if you have more, you have several brothers and sisters, whoever brings back the 4 items first could be the winner. And you would say, can you find a comb, a rock, a red book, and a shoelace? And then turn on your timer and see how fast you can bring those back. And then whoever brings back first, that person picks 4 different items. But you could even, like I said, you could play it with yourself. Say, I'm going to find these 4 things as fast as I can. And then don't pick things that you know where they are. Try to think of things that you might not know where they are. Maybe you find some things you lost. That's a good way to spend some time and explore your house. I hope you like playing that game. I think it'll be fun. All right. Well, you know what? It is time for art. I bet you were wondering what that was over there. That is our alligator's blue water. And I did one, not afraid here, for you to see a finished one. So you can see what it is we're going to be making. We're going to use our letter A to make an alligator. Pretty smart, But I'm going to show you how we did it. So you need some blue paper, some green paper, and some white paper, and possibly you might want some black paper. Okay? So we're going to start with our green. We're going to cut a nice big long strip of green paper. And if you started to use your scissors skills, this might be a good place to practice it. If not, mom can help, or dad, or big sister. We're going to cut all the way on the long end. Not too fat, not too skinny. A nice strip of green paper. And then we're going to cut a second one. As if you remember what our finished alligator looked like, with 2 long, big ones. If you want to make this harder, you could cut it into small pieces and line them up. But I think for us today, we're just going to use our 2 big pieces. But you could draw a letter A on there and then cover them up with the smaller green squares to make it a little more challenging for older folks. Now, you want to put glue. You got yourself a nice glue stick. Put right in the middle and then run it up to the corner. And Miss Kim isn't putting a whole lot of glue on there. You guys want to do more. Miss Kim's trying to do it quick so that we They're not here forever. And then you take your second green strip and more glue on that. And it goes down the bottom. See how it looks like the alligator's mouth. Starting to look like an A and starting to look like an alligator, right? And then you take your green paper again, and on your little short end now that you have, I'm going to cut off another piece, just the same width or wideness, and that's going to go here. But see, it's too long. You don't want it way out here. So we're going to cut off a little end because we're going to use that for our alligator head. But first, we're going to put on the longer one that we just made. So glue him on one side. And put it right here. Okay. And then we're going to take that short one. We're going to put some glue on him. And we're going to put an alligator head. Okay. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our white paper. And you could use computer paper song and the same little poem every week so you guys can learn it. Some of you, if you were coming to Storytime for the past couple of years, might know our goodbye poem. We'll do it slow today and we'll pick up speed as we go along because it's a little long, and then we have a new song to learn. But our poem is, see you later, alligator, after a while, crocodile, be a sweet parakeet, give a hug, ladybug, see you soon, raccoon, out the door,